We've got the all-new Nissan Kicks.
We've been waiting a while.
Here we are in the Kicks.
Hello, I hear you. Come on in.
Sufficient power, though.
Well, we're going to get into why it feels pretty good out of the pocket. Right now, what's under the hood of the Kicks?
A 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's matched to a CVT. It has 141 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive models are available, and you can use regular fuel in the Kicks.
So Nissan basically took two model lines and crammed them together. We'll explain that in just a moment. Right now, this is an all-new model for Kicks. What do you get? What are the key standard features?
The base trim comes with a 7-inch driver display, a 12.3-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple Carplay and Android Auto, cloth upholstery, heated front seats, 6-way manual driver seat, 4-way manual passenger seat, 4-speaker audio system, remote keyless entry with push-button start, and Nissan Safety Shield 360. In the US, the 12.3-inch touchscreen is not standard. Instead, it's a 7-inch touchscreen with wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Well, third time's the charm, Andrea. We were supposed to drive this in Santa Barbara in the summer. Got canceled.
Yep.
They had another event in Quebec, couldn't make it. Well, it's finally here, and we're driving the Kicks. What they did for this new Kicks is they got rid of the Rogue Sport in the US or the Qashqai here in Canada, and then they made the original Kicks bigger, and that's what we're in.
Yeah, this is all new for Nissan, and really, I think that they did a fabulous job with the Kicks. I like the other Kicks.
Yep.
You know, the smaller Kicks, it was a lot of fun, but it was missing some horsepower and torque. Don't get me wrong, this is not a powerhouse, but it's much better and more competitive in this subcompact class now.
And what the Kicks was missing, there was no all-wheel drive option, right? No. And in some states, and definitely in Canada, all-wheel drive is the kind of thing people want. They've marketed the hell out of all-wheel drive. Now people want all-wheel drive. So they've taken those two cars now and made this bigger model. So it's bigger, more power, all-wheel drive, and they also added a whole bunch of style, which we'll get into in just a moment. How are you liking driving it?
I really like it. It's got sufficient power in the city. It's easy to maneuver. The steering is well weighted. It's not too light. Turning radius is excellent. Parallel parking is a breeze. When you get it on the highway, it is a little bit sluggish when it comes to passing power, but you get up to speed and the cabin is fairly quiet when you are at speed.
All right, so what I think this excels at is being an urban city runabout. And one of the reasons is because this has a continuously variable transmission, because it's virtual gears, they make the virtual first gear really tall, so you get this thing away from a stop sign or a traffic light. It gets out of the pocket really quickly. When you get it at highway speeds, that's when it kind of runs out of breath. But for driving in urban settings as a runaround car, really well done.
And the noise, vibration, and harshness at a constant speed that we're doing right now is very good. The cabin seems to be well insulated. When we get on the highway, we're going to kick this Kicks, and you're going to see that it does get a little louder.
And we're also running on winter tires, which are a little noisier too, so it's well done. Okay, before we do our little high-speed acceleration test, what are we going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure to like and subscribe. Okay, you're in
sport mode.
You're in subscribe. Now you're in sport. Now kick the Kicks.
There we go.
We're gonna pass the bus.
We're doing it. Here we go.
Yeah, this is where the CVT comes into play. But you're off the throttle now.
Now look at this.
That's pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's good.
You know how companies get into trouble, Andrea?
How?
Product, product, product. How do companies get out of trouble? Product, product, product. This is the kind of thing that gets people excited about a brand, especially is design. And on the outside of this thing, wow, I think they nailed it.
Oh, I think that this, I'm going to go on record saying that I think that this is one of the best looking subcompact vehicles. in its class. It's sporty, it's bold, it has this wide stance, a great presence on the road. It's bigger than the outgoing model, 2.8 inches longer, 1.6 inches wider, and it offers an inch more height. It's got great ground clearance too, 8.4 inches. That's getting into Subaru Crosstrek territory, and that is almost an inch and a half more than the outgoing model.
Yeah, so design is a real attraction for people when they look at this on the road. I was pulling over and there was 3 gardeners. They were cleaning up, and then I got out and I was walking away, and they all surrounded it, and they're all talking to each other about it. So that's how you get excitement around a brand and a model, and I think that, you know, mission accomplished, did a good job. We're going to talk about the inside in a moment. What does it come with on the outside?
It comes standard with LED headlamps, LED rear combination tail lamps, 16-inch wheels, available 17-inch and a tire repair kit. You can add a temporary spare tire as an accessory, but it's going to cost you more. The sportiest model is this SR trim that we're driving with LED signature headlamps, black exterior accents, high gloss black mirror caps, a painted grille, roof rails, and 19-inch wheels as an option.
So the winning design from the outside definitely carries over to the inside. This actually might be more of a win than the exterior design. On this particular trim, beautiful level of materials, very nicely put together. Yes, there's some shiny hard plastic, but it's mostly decorative.
I think that they have nailed it with the interior. First off, on this SR model, you've got these cool seats. They've got a really nice texture to them. You've got red interior accents and all of the soft materials here at the touch points. You've got a flat bottom steering wheel. In Canada, the 12.3-inch touchscreen is standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It is available, that larger screen, in the US.
Yeah, so on the dash pad, they've got this textured finish. Above that, you've got stitching. I really like the fact that they've gone with this brushed plastic in the center. It isn't shiny hard plastic. Yeah. There is, however, quite a bit of it around the HVAC controls, and it has some glare to it. But as I mentioned, most of the shiny hard plastic is decorative. I'm really impressed. And you didn't mention, Andrea, the Bose speakers in those seats you like. And we're also going to talk about, in Questions, Coffee and Cars, what are zero gravity seats?
And the center console is well laid out. It's quite a clean look. I love that they did a leatherette along this center console. They could have done hard plastic. No, they didn't. And how about a traditional shifter? I'm a huge fan of that, and nice to see that in a subcompact vehicle. Storage is pretty good in here. I find this center console unit a little bit narrow.
It's a little car though, Andrea.
It's a little car, but guess what? The cup holders, Nissan says that they can fit a 30-ounce cup, and the door pockets are quite wide. You can fit a 32-ounce Yeti mug if you like it big.
So Andrea likes the comfort, she likes the look, and I like the Bose speakers in the seats. However, not available on this car, any kind of power function at all. Both the driver's side and the passenger side, fully manual. I know, first world problems, but some others do offer some power assist.
Oh yeah, when you get up to this price point, especially on the SR model, most of the vehicles in this class have a power driver's seat, and I think that that is a big deal if you're sharing the car. I also find that give us like a ratchet height adjustment over here, because I feel like I am sitting up a little bit higher, and I don't even have a long torso.
Yeah, you get it on the driver's side, not on the passenger side.
Now, there are some other features that are missing, and I want to be clear, not all vehicles in this class have all of these features, except for the Kia Seltos has them available. Things like ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, and a power liftgate.
But here are the available features: a heated steering wheel, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, wireless charger, a 10-speaker Bose sound system, panoramic roof, ProPilot Assist with a 360-degree camera. Now I'm surprised because this is a bigger Kicks than the last model, and we mentioned it replaces the Rogue Sport and Qashqai. When I got in the back seat, the legroom isn't that great, and the headroom, because this has the panoramic sunroof, is kind of limiting. How does it stack up?
Comparing the Kicks to the Kia Seltos, the Kicks offers 42.7 inches of front row legroom, which is over an inch more than the Kia. Second row legroom is where it falls short at 34.5 inches. That's 3.5 inches less than the Seltos.
And no power liftgate on any trim on this model. You lift it up and you have a useful cargo space. Underneath there's extra storage, and as Andrea mentioned, you can order from the dealer a temporary spare tire.
The kick space behind the second row is up to 30 cubic feet, and overall cargo space up to 60 cubic feet, which is about the same as the Kia.
There is a hot topic around the future of Nissan. That's coming up after zero gravity seats.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
The dash screen looks like what GM and everybody else is going with. Heck, it even looks like what they put in the BMW X3, I think. True.
This is now spreading like a virus through the auto industry. This single panel look with two elements, either the instrument cluster and the infotainment screen. And here's a news flash. Screens are cheap.
Screens are cheap, but you know what? When you're producing or building a vehicle and it's all new, they really look at other brands to see what they're doing behind the scenes when they're building vehicles. So I think it's a bit of a challenge because it can be a, up to an 8-year process. So they don't even know when this vehicle comes out if this is going to be what people want.
Yeah, but this is also a supplier thing, right?
For sure.
So the suppliers of whatever the elements are in a car, they call up Nissan and they go, hey, we've got a new thing for your dash and here's what you can do. And they did that to everybody and everybody goes, yeah, we'll take that. And now we have it in all these cars. So
I know, very popular, except for Honda. They haven't done that.
Stubborn.
Nice color combo. I'm curious to know, what are zero gravity seats?
What does it mean? You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's marketing mumbo jumbo.
So I could say to you, these are comfortable. They really are comfortable. Nissan does such a good job with their seats, and they've got these in all of their models now. So, but I thought I'd dig a little deeper and I would just get the real meaning of all of it. So the seats are designed to provide continuous support from the hips to the shoulders. The seats use 14 pressure points to gently guide the body into a natural, ergonomic position. Mm-hmm. The seats are designed to maximize blood flow across the body. Mm-hmm. The seats are designed to help keep energy levels up. Do you feel more energized, Zach?
It's great marketing, zero gravity seats. Basically, I think the most important thing that comes down to the comfort of the seats is the density of the foam. Mm-hmm. And I think they're well done. And I really like the Bose speakers in the headrest, a nice touch.
Same.
First car I ever drove with speakers in the headrest was a Miata in the early 90s. It's a neat thing, I think, and it doesn't blast your ears.
And actually, the Bose sounds pretty good. I was listening to some Chris Stapleton, and Billy Joel, and I got to say, it's pretty good in this model. I also want to add that thigh support is great, and...
what's not great, Andrea?
Well, it's all manual.
It's both.
Both are manual, and there's no height adjustment here.
If you want to get a question in, make sure you follow along on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes, and that's how you get a question in. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button.
Can you shut off the all-wheel drive feature like with GM products?
I don't believe so.
No, you can't.
And it's typically in this class of cars what they call a slip and grip system. Mm-hmm. So it's basically running on front wheel drive. If there's any slip detected, then it provides extra grip with the back wheels. So that's kind of how this class of vehicle works.
Yeah, I think it's clever if you can switch from front wheel drive and put all wheel drive on when you need it for better fuel economy. I think that GM does a good job with that, but this does not have that.
Yeah, but it's doing it automatically, right? If you don't need it, it's going to run in front wheel drive as much as it can to gain you the best fuel economy. So you don't have to think about it, basically.
No, you don't have to think about it.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
Fantastic job to Nissan on the Kicks. I really hope they survive next year to finally bring the e-Power engines to North America, available in Japan since 2018.
The way brands get out of trouble is with product. That means investment, and all of the products that are coming to market over last year and this year are all being decided years ago. So I think that they have to recalibrate and maybe find some more dance partners.
And I agree with you about hybrids. I think it's been a real miss for Nissan not coming out with hybrids or plug-in hybrids. We definitely would like to see these vehicles in the North American market. Consumers are demanding them. We talk to our viewers all the time. and they want hybrids.
Yeah. Absolutely true. Okay, so we're going to get into the fuel economy of this. The price is very important and more in our vital stats.
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. Pricing includes freight, PDI, and fees. The base front-wheel drive model starts at just under $30,000, and the top trim SR Premium all-wheel drive is just over $37,500 Canadian. In the US, the first front-wheel drive model starts at just over $21,500, and the top SR Premium all-wheel drive is just over $29,500.
Here's the fuel economy. 8.4 liters per 100 kilometers city, 6.6 on the highway. That's 28 miles per gallon city, 35 miles per gallon highway. This Kicks is not rated for towing, and the warranty is 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. So you like the idea of a subcompact crossover vehicle. What else can you choose?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Toyota Corolla Cross with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 169 horsepower, and a starting price under $31,000.
The Subaru Crosstrek with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 152 horsepower, and a starting price under $32,000.
The Kia Seltos with a 2-liter 4-cylinder, 147 horsepower, and a starting price over $28,000.
The new Volkswagen Taos with a 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder, 174 horsepower. Pricing has not been announced.
So there are 4 subcompact crossovers for you to consider.
Lightning round, 2 things we like, 2 things we like to see improved.
Well, I love the design of this new model.
I think the interior is fantastic.
What I'd like to see is a temporary spare tire as standard equipment. You shouldn't have to pay more for it.
And a ratchet over there for the passenger, and throw in a power driver's seat while you're at it. So there it is, it's the Nissan Kicks. What do you think of that?
Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, subscribe. We'll see you next time.